All right, welcome back. This is going to be a recap for this Monday on April 24, 2023. Commodity side overall had a nice day, but there was a couple that really picked up the slack here. I'm going to go through the US yen, but you could see that we started off, let's see here. We did have an E-mini S&P trade that really didn't go well. I mean, we did have a buy. I finally had to get out the end. It still never even hit its target. It was still in play, and we were in most of the day. And I got out at the end of the day, still taking a small loss on that. Same thing with now the euro. We're going to look at the yen and the euro. I had sells on the euro and the yen. But on this particular short here, was in a little bit early on. It took a loss, but I did come back, so got real aggressive with it. Still ended up losing $393 on that. This particular pattern on the E-mini S&P was an HF1 buy. This was what we call a PAP, P-A-P. It's a different pattern that we teach in our silver package called PAP. So we had a couple PAP trades there on the Euro US. The gold really choppy, but not a whole lot going on with the gold. Lost a little bit there. Did pick up some money on the mini Russell. That was a really nice trade. We bought it, took a profit on it, turned around and we sold it and made a profit on that. And then the yen is what I want to show, because the yen was a couple things going on in the yen. We had a PAP, what's called PAP, and then we had another pattern called HF1. We're familiar with the HF1s. You probably are not familiar with the PAP. The PAP I'm going to use on the currencies. I don't use PAP right now with any of the stocks. You could if you wanted to, but I don't. And I also, I'm not using it on the indices, all right? So mainly I'm focusing and using the PAP on the currencies. So we had a PAP short, but we also had a nice little HF1 short. So they both occurred at the same time. Sold it here. Came in around 12:15. Eastern time, and I think I was only in this trade probably 4 minutes, and I was able to get out and make a profit on that, but a nice profit it was. Okay, so once again, remember, I'm just trading a couple things here, so this is not real complicated, folks. I have a set of patterns that I will use that provide me with my my buys and my sells, and once I get the pattern, I enter, and then I use Einstein to either get out, and or if it's a particular PAP pattern, I usually don't stay in those trades longer than 5 minutes. That's my max. Stay in for 5 minutes and then get out. All right. So let's see how stocks were quiet today, but let's go ahead. Let's take a look at those nonetheless. All right, just a small day on the stocks today. So you saw me make a trade this morning on INAB. So before we get started, please hit that like button. That's the way you support my channel. Also, give me a thumbs up, and also make sure that you hit the notification as well so we can keep you updated on any new videos that are coming out. Also, if you'd like more information on my approach to trading, you can find it at innovativetradingstrategies.com or my YouTube channel, Innovative Trading Strategies. What makes this difference is it took me I've been trading now for 40 years. It took me a good 40 years to really find it. I really found these patterns back after the first 5 years of trading, and I've been perfecting them ever since. These are not your typical patterns. I call them behavioral patterns. They are not based on any kind of pennants or support and resistance. This has nothing to do with Fibonacci again or anything like that. Everything that I use here, and I only use 2 tools, is something that I've developed along the way. All right, so everything is based on basically how markets move. All right, so there's a logic behind this trading method, and not only can I use it here, as you see, I'm using it on stocks, but I can use these same patterns and this same method of Einstein with any market. So it doesn't matter whether it be commodities, which you've seen me trade. And also I can use it on Forex, which I demonstrated just a little while ago. So anyway, so the entry was this morning, came in around 9:08. I had a buy entry. Those that were in the live room in the morning saw me make this trade. I wasn't in this trade very long. Now, let me show you something here. So I think I had several levels up here. I think I had 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly how many I had because some of these came later on. But once I entered, after it hit level, so here was my first level, second level, third level, all right? Once it hit level 3, all right, and it started to pull back a little bit, I went ahead and I took my profit right here. Did finally end up going through these additional levels. These were additional levels right around in here. We had another pattern set up projecting these 3 levels. I did not re-enter there. I'll show you where I re-entered. The reason is, why didn't I re-enter there? Because I was really trading other things and I just didn't see it. I can't, there's a lot of opportunities. You can't catch them all. But I did later on come in on the day, and I did have an HF. I think this was an HF1 buy. I can't say that for a fact because I forgot to mark these entries, but my entry came in right here around 11:43, 11:44 Eastern time. I was in this trade maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and then I went ahead and got out once it hit my first profit target, and that was it. So I picked up $268 on INAB. Traded my favorite, JDST. Didn't do much on that. It was really quiet. I picked up 40 on that. HIBS, gosh, I think I was in that thing probably for 4 or 5 hours, and it just wasn't going anywhere, and I just said, forget it, I'm getting out. And I went ahead and got out on HIBS. Really disappointed because the HIBS has been good, but it's been moving really slow. So it didn't get close to my stop. It didn't get close to my target. It was just going. It just flatlined on me. So I went and got out, and I took my loss. So that was it. But still ended up $240. That on top of what I did with the indices and Forex. Not a bad day overall. Once again, I am expecting a lot of volatility this week. Look forward to tomorrow. Please join us. Also, when you join us in the morning, if there's a particular commodity or stock or anything you'd like me to take a look at, I'll be glad to do it. I can give you my thoughts on it. I can go ahead and I can run my patterns to see if I see any patterns setting up for you, and or if I see, and once I get a pattern, then I can use Einstein and it can provide me with some levels. Just to give you an idea how this works. So if you see something, if you have a stock you like, feel free to mention it in the room. Myself or Glenn will go ahead and make note of it, and I'll try to get to it. If I'm not in a trade, I get some downtime, I'll go ahead and take a look at that for you. All right. Everybody have a good day. We'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Take care.